Hi everybody, and welcome to the Deanne Scanlon Show. I'm DJ Foster, joined by Grand Valley State head volleyball coach Deanne Scanlon on a historic show for us this week as we get to talk about the 1,000th victory in school history. Coach, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks. Maybe we'll get 1,000 shows in one day.
I like it. That'd be great. Yes, that would be a lot of fun. Coach, this weekend, 2 home victories. You got a 3-0 victory over Lake Erie on Friday night, the 1,000th win in school history. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a second, but certainly Lake Erie was kind of overmatched, and you took care of them in 3 sets. Betsy Rhonda had 13 kills and 10 digs, another double-double for her. She seems to be racking those up pretty much every match now.
Yeah.
And then Abby Aiken had 9 kills, errorless volleyball. She hit 529. As a team, you hit 298, which is really good. Talk about a good victory over the Storm.
Yeah, we had quite a few goals heading into this weekend. As you mentioned, the first and the one that was the thing we focused on the most was getting that 1,000th win in our program, and we talked about that on a daily basis. But also, we needed to come away with these 2 wins heading into the crossover tournament next weekend. We wanted to get the best seeding that we possibly could going into that, because those matches are so key as far as how postseason play might play out. But we knew by looking at film and kind of looking how Lake Erie's personnel that they were struggling a little bit this year, and it should be a match that we really kind of wanted to build momentum, kind of feel good about how we were playing, and carry that over into Saturday. And I thought our girls did do a great job of that. I think the one area we have struggled offensively is we've been able to generate kills. Like, we're number 2 in the conference in the number of kills that we put up per set, but our hitting percentage has been low, and that means inconsistency. That means making errors. So to see that higher hitting percentage was really good. And like you said, Abby Aiken had a great weekend, starting off on Friday night, with having those 9 kills with no errors, and to have Betsy. If we can get Betsy and Abby really rolling at the same time, then it just makes it kind of hard for teams to prepare to stop both of them.
Yeah, and they both were terrific on Saturday in a 3-2 win over Ashland. A come from behind 3-2 win as you were down 2-1 heading into the 4th set. You win set 4, 25-18. You win the pivotal 5th set, 15-10. Again, Abby Aiken, terrific. A match high and a career high, 24 kills. Betsy Rhonda again with another double-double, 18 digs, 12 kills. And you and I talked yesterday, you did not have an ace in that match. I looked it up. It's only the 3rd time since 2003 that you have not had an ace in a match, and you won a 5-setter without an ace. So just talk about, there's a lot going into that. Again, Abby, a great match, the come from behind win, winning without an ace, and then it was the alumni weekend and everything, so a lot surrounding this weekend.
Yeah, we didn't have the ace because you weren't there keeping stats.
There you go. Right.
You were gone.
Exactly.
No,
I would have made sure we got one.
Yeah, exactly. And there were probably a few that maybe, we served really tough, especially in sets 1 and in set 5. Got them out of system a lot, and you could see that with. They go to Brittany Snyder. They're going to set her a ton of balls, but when that's their only option, they're a little easier to stop. But yeah, I was surprised when I saw that at the end that we didn't have any aces. And aces is kind of a stat that sometimes doesn't really reflect your serving game. Like, we do additional stats on the bench to reflect the passing stats of the other team. So maybe we didn't ace them, but we got them in 1 point. So we look at that efficiency of how did this serve, what kind of situation did they put them in. But yeah, Ashland coming in on the weekend, they only had 1 loss. They were in 2nd place in the conference coming in, tied for 2nd. They went up to Ferris and lost, and I knew that probably didn't sit real well with them, and was kind of actually surprised. I thought we played really, really well in set 1. But handled them pretty easily. But I knew that they weren't going to go away.
Right.
Brittany Snyder for them did not have a good first set. But she kind of rallied them a little bit. And as I said last week, they're a lot like us. They play good defense, they serve, and they pass fairly well. And it's nice to get a 5-set win. Those were matches that we were losing last year. And probably of the 5-set, we've played 4 or 5-set matches this year, and this one in set 5 was one where we really, I thought, took control of set 5 pretty pretty early on, which was good to see,
Sure.
versus going back and forth and right down to those last couple rallies before you know who's going to win it. So,
well, let's talk about the big storyline around the weekend. Obviously, it was your alumni weekend and everything, and what a great way to celebrate that with the 1,000th win in school history.
yeah.
You're just the 7th team in Division II history to reach 1,000 wins, and only the 27th program in any NCAA Division I, II, or III. And obviously one of the other storylines is you're only the second head coach here, as Joan Bond put up, I think, 545 wins. So you guys are pretty much almost split half and half there. But to have that many wins with only 2 coaches, the accomplishment is just tremendous in itself. And then just to do it at home in front of your fans is pretty cool.
Yeah, I did have spent a lot of time in the last week just kind of reflecting back, and it's probably something even more whenever my career winds down that I'll certainly look back at, and it'll be one of those highlights when people ask me, what do you really remember? It's definitely going to be one of those things. But you never even dream of that when I started my career here 18 years ago, that this was where I would be. But I did spend a lot of time just kind of reflecting about the different teams, kind of the journey and all the people and the fans and administrators, everybody that has to be involved for something like that to happen. People across the street, and the academics and our, the president of the university, that it allows you to give us that kind of vision to where we can have success and give us those resources. It's just, myself and Joan were, honored with giving a volleyball, but it's just so much bigger than that.
Sure.
When you kind of look at it. But the girls were very excited to be a part of that too. We talk a lot about tradition and how important that is in our program, and they really embrace that. The captains talked to the team about walking out onto the court and looking at the banners and kind of the history of the moment, and how that they would be a part of that now, and something that they could carry with them. So now we're starting the next 1,000, with the 1,001 on Saturday.
And you'll be there for the next 1,000?
Oh, well, I don't know. Unless they let us play about 100 games a year, right. I don't know.
Well, in Tampa, it looks like they'll get there this year as well, but the accomplishment won't happen again for probably 2 or 3 seasons. Wow. So, I mean, it's definitely a very rare class to be included in. Looking ahead to this weekend, the GLIAC GLVC crossover, the 5th year of this tournament. You will match up with 3 teams from the GLVC in Aurora, Illinois this weekend. You'll take on Missouri S&T and Bellarmine on Friday, and then you'll take on William Jewell on Saturday, a school you've never faced.
Never played.
You played Missouri S&T and Bellarmine last year, so you're kind of familiar with them, and it should be a good weekend of volleyball, and as you said, very important in terms of regional rankings.
Yeah, we saw Missouri S&T out in Oregon the first weekend.
Sure.
That was our first 5-game win of the season, and they've only lost 1 match since they've left Oregon. So I'm sure he's looking forward to the matchup, they're a pretty seasoned team. To start off with them, I think that's going to be a real challenge. I think he's looking at it the same way too, because we're a better team than what we were out in Oregon too, I feel. But there, it's about you can't just focus on 1 match. It's no matter what happens in that first match, you got to come back later that day and get ready to play another tough match, because everybody knows how important this weekend is as far as regional rankings and when those come out. And it's kind of funny to start to think about postseason play this early, but it really plays a lot into how those rankings will come out. So I think it's a good draw for us. We said Missouri S&T's putting a good season together. They're undefeated in their conference, so to get another win over top of them and come 3-0 out of there this weekend would really put us in a good position, because we still have to play. We get to see Hillsdale again, we get to see Ferris again, and Northwood again, and Wayne State's teams that are ahead of us in the conference. So we can control our own destiny, for sure. A
lot of volleyball this weekend, and hopefully a lot of good results.
Yes.
Again, congratulations on the
Thank
1,000th win. Very cool accomplishment, and best of luck this weekend at the crossover.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching the Deanne Scanlon Show here on the Grand Valley Sports Network.